into the lyrics.
I've done that a lot.
Mumble a little bit.
I've fucked up my own lyrics a lot. And also, like, some of the shows that we did that were way more for fun. Like, we would throw, like, some... Nobody's paying. It's just, like, a party or house party. We'd all be fucked up. And, like, I would just, like... I remember one time we had to restart a song like 3 or 4 times because I just kept fucking it up. Run it back! And then I would always blame the audience. I'd say... We need more energy. We need more energy.
I need you to clap more.
Hear you guys.
You need to sing the lyrics so I remember.
Put the mic out when you forget.
More energy, please.
And welcome back to the Gain Experience Points podcast.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with that name from now on.
Okay.
This is the podcast where we talk about otaku, gaming, fitness, health, and superhero. I really just whatever the hell we want.
Star Wars, yeah, anything.
Yeah,
anything.
Especially this podcast. This podcast specifically, really exemplifies the whatever we want part about this.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, before we get into that, as always, this is JorJor. I'm Jordan, one of your hosts, my co-host.
Yes, I'm Doggo EXP, aka Riley Hertz.
And then we have someone with an interesting background. I think we mentioned this before in the first podcast.
We alluded to it
We alluded to it. This was it's like, what's it called when you bring up someone and then it's like the Chekhov's gun where you say something and something happings. I don't know. Anyways,
I literally have no idea.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, welcome, Andy Rupert.
Woo, let's go.
All right.
Good to be here.
Bring it a little closer.
A little closer.
Oh, sorry about that. Good to be here, everybody.
You're good.
Yeah. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself, why we might have you here today.
I am an old coworker of Jordan's, but more importantly, I am a singer in a band called Decent at Best.
Nice.
And we just put out a new song, so that's good time. And yeah. Yeah,
we wanted to bring Andy on because honestly, he has probably the most unique experience. Like he was telling me about some of the stuff about like starting a band and getting to music, and I think this one's just going to be more about our personal music takes as well as like what it takes to be in a band and how it felt like and going through all those like hoops and loops and all that stuff.
Yeah, I heard the newest song you guys actually dropped. What's the name of it?
Met Her on the Road.
Met Her on the Road, and I was like, dude, Andy's voice sounds totally different in the song.
Dude, it really
when,
does.
Like, we actually talked to you. Yeah. Like, I almost couldn't believe it was your voice, but it sounded really good. But I was just like shocked, like the difference between like what the tonality of your singing voice was and like your like day-to-day speaking voice.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, so why don't you start us off by like telling us a little bit about your band, how that got started, and what type of music is it?
Yeah, we really all started playing together in high school. And the name Decent at Best originated when we were in high school. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we had kind of like a reggae hip hop funk band.
Yeah.
And we played at like one person's quinceañera and one time in the basement of a church. And those were like our only 2 gigs. And then some like house parties.
Nice, that's sweet.
And then we all went to college, and did music in separate capacity, different ways. So I personally studied recording in a studio and learned how to do that. Not super well, but I got a taste of it.
By the way, this man actually like legitimately helped us set up our whole podcast.
Right. You guys wouldn't be listening to us right now if it wasn't for him. So
yeah,
very much so.
And you saw there that I'm definitely no expert, but I know the basics enough to get it running,
Yeah.
I remember it was literally like a button too that we just like never clicked. And you're like, oh, it's this button. Boop. And you clicked it and then it like worked. So
yeah.
It's just simple shit like that. But I mean, like you had the knowledge of like knowing that was what needed to happen. So
totally. But you guys have a great setup here. I love it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's really cool. So like you actually studied in like audio engineering or something? Did the other band members do that as well?
So I took like an audio engineering program. It was like 4 quarters in college. So definitely not like a minor or major or anything, but it was like a program.
Nice.
And we actually got to learn how to record in like a super legit studio with really nice mics and Pro Tools and
nice.
Like a mastering studio too, where you go in and it's a totally separate process.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And I think it definitely helped a lot down the road. But Andrew, who's our like producer,
okay,
he like really is more self-taught. I think I'm not sure if he took any like formal training, but he's like a genius audio engineer.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
we were super lucky to
That's very clutch.
to have that ourselves, yeah.
Because I don't know how you feel about this, but like I feel like having something like that allows you to be like the creative like geniuses in a way, like kind of like just hone in on just your craft and just only be honed in on that kind of thing. Whereas like maybe you'll have like an input every now and then. Is that kind of like the like relationship he kind of plays, or?
Yeah, it would allow me, because I was a singer, guitar player. I would write the melodies, and he would turn those into like, he just made them sound crisp as hell, or like really kind of structure everything out into a really cool song, and like throw in like a trap breakdown. He was like a really cool like hip hop electronic-y producer.
Oh, that's dope.
And
that's
then I
nice.
had more of like funky R&B kind of elements, and that's kind of what we put together to kind of get our sound. But
So what's the like? Okay, so there's obviously you're the front man. What's the other? Who's the other members of the band?
So me, I play guitar and sing. Andrew is our producer. He's like kind of like a DJ during our shows. He'll launch backing tracks, hit
that's
some
dope.
percussion, stuff like that. We have Jack, who's like our keyboard and also singer, and then drummer. So keyboard, drums, guitar, and like a DJ.
That's
Nice.
dope. And that's for you, decent at best.
Yep. And before it, Decent at Best has had it's been like a fluid group where some people, step out and some people step in. So
Okay.
yeah.
But it's like you have always been there. Or is there anybody else that's been like pretty solid with the group?
Me and
as well?
Andrew.
Gotcha.
But like in all realistic, Decent at Best has been these four guys for the entire like real serious time. Yeah.
Nice.
Because we all reunited after college, basically. And
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. Where'd you guys go to college?
I went to Western Washington University. Andrew
Okay.
went to University of Oregon. Steve went to school in Hawaii.
Oh, that's
Dang,
sweet.
that's cool. Actually,
Everyone's like in the Pacific Northwest, and Steve's
He's
like,
just,
yeah, no, fuck, bro.
hanging out in Hawaii, yeah.
And he like has
That's
all these
cool.
friends who went to school out there too. So some of them
Yeah.
are from Hawaii, some are from all over the West Coast, and so they've been super supportive too, and like have been a cool part of the community.
Dude, yeah. Don't you have a concert coming up in Seattle or like in Washington or something like that?
Yeah, we have a show. It's kind of like our last hurrah kind of show, because
Nice.
when COVID hit, kind of just fucked everything up. We had
Definitely.
a tour booked and all this stuff scheduled, and then we had to just kind of sit on our thumbs. I ended up moving down to San Diego, so I used to live in Tacoma, moved down to San Diego, and kind of just been like doing my thing down here, loving it. And so this is kind of like our like one last show, get everybody together. I think it's going to be an awesome time
That's dope.
at one of the venues that we used to play at all the time, and so it's going to be a good like send off, I think.
Dang.
So you're not planning to go with the band past that last show?
I mean, we're never going to break up, but we're probably going to be less busy.
I know, I see
Sure,
that.
yeah.
I totally get that.
But yeah, we've decided we're never going to break up.
That's cool.
And
I mean,
sweet.
like, if you guys ever want to just, like, if somebody has a creative song idea, I mean, you guys could just, like, pull it together and take
Totally.
care of it and then, like, be done for now or whatever until
Exactly.
you guys want to come back. So,
Yeah, who knows?
That's
Maybe
cool.
we'll kick it up and take it seriously again and try to do stuff. But Jack's actually moving to Florida. I moved to San Diego, so it's not really practical to,
No, I definitely.
book a bunch of shows.
you have him, like, record his part, like, on the drums or some shit and then, like, email that shit to you and,
Hey,
like, throw it in there.
You can be Spotify only band,
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a thing,
Well, we're basically putting out a bunch of our songs that we never released, never got a chance to release. We're putting them out once a week, every Friday, leading up to our show on
That's
the 4th of November. So
Dang,
I'm
so
excited.
this really is, like, a last hurrah then. So, like, this
Yeah.
is, like, all the songs you guys have, like, in the bank and you guys are just, like, throwing them out there.
not all of them, but all the ones that we had like ready to go.
Gotcha.
We have
Gotcha.
a ton of music that we could,
Mm.
potentially put out, but these are all the ones that were like fully done, mastered, ready for release. They're actually on. We have a vinyl record, and they're all on the vinyl.
Oh,
record,
dude,
too.
that's so sick.
oh, sweet, on a vinyl.
Yeah, it's
Can
a cool
we-
one. It's like gray.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Can we order that, like, on your website, or where do we get that?
We aren't doing online orders. We're selling them at the show for sure, but
Shit.
That's dope.
I'm sure I can
I
grab
want
one
one.
for you guys.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
It's
I'll be
really
down.
cool. You'd actually love it because it's Game Boy themed.
No
What?
way. I don't know. It's cool.
I don't know
I
how
saw
much
that.
you
I
edit
saw
this,
that.
but maybe you could put it in the in the
Bruh.
corner. It's like a old school
Dude.
Game Boy theme.
Yeah, if it's like this big or even bigger, I'll
Let's
like
just-
throw it up on my wall in my room.
It's like right
it would
there.
be great wall art.
Dude, heck yeah.
It's
Dude,
sick.
there's literally space
It's
all
right.
over this
It's like
wall.
no. It's like I could see it right there.
Yeah,
that
like
image
right
is
above.
right there, right
Above Andy.
Honestly, no, I'll
That's
I'll
cool.
bring you guys one.
That's sweet,
sick.
dude.
Yeah.
So can you tell us like a little bit more about what your, who was some of your musical influences in terms of like how you not just like as a band, but like you personally as a musician, how did you get into like playing music?
Yeah, I mean, I've always played music since I was a kid. I think it was like one of the first things where I would do it, and I'd notice like people responding really positively and like just be like, wow, that's really cool. Like, oh, you like that, huh? I just remember it being like powerful, and like girls would start having crushes on me if I'd play guitar.
Oh, you're the guy who held the guitar in high school.
You like would pull it out the beach and stuff or whatever.
No, I wasn't that guy, but there were times where you'd play the acoustic guitar or whatever at a little
yeah
by the lake or whatever.
I feel like Jordan can relate to that. My boy over there plays acoustic guitar too, huh?
Yeah, I did that.
You snag the ladies, huh?
Bro, I did that. Like, I did the whole entire just to make like a little side hustle on like Valentine's Day. I would learn a fuckload of like love songs.
Nice.
Just go up to people, go up to couples and be like, "Would you like to hear like a song?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, $5.
No way.
Like $3 to $5.
Dude, that's crazy
where
good.
Did you
Actually,
do that?
It was in high school. Just walk around during lunch and just be like,
"Yo, that's fire." That's so
Wow.
cool.
I just buy myself snacks, and that's why I was fat as a kid.
I wasn't that bold.
Oh my god!
But
I played the French horn, so for for sure I didn't get the ladies at all.
What?
But
Dude, you got
French
that.
horn. Hey, French horn is dope as fuck, but
is.
it's not a chick magnet at all.
It's
Yeah,
the
you-
most complex instrument, man.
It's
so
dope.
many tubes going.
Yeah,
different
no.
ways.
Yeah.
It's dope in the Star Wars theme, but that's like the one everyone knows.
Hey, girl, have you heard Star Wars?
Yeah.
You want to toot on my
Roll
horn?
up
Yeah.
man, sorry, but continue. Yeah, yeah, continue. I had to call Jordan out because I also know he plays
I
acoustic.
love the
so.
French horn though. I think that's sick that you played that.
Thank you, bro.
But yeah, I don't remember exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, you were talking about like getting in school, playing music,
Oh
getting
yeah,
into music.
yeah. I was in choir, and that's where I actually met Jack. So I met all these guys doing music in some different capacity in high school, and then after college we came back together. We were just like fucking around in Andrew's basement, just like it was mainly me and Andrew who wrote all the songs, and one of our other friends, Justin, too. Actually, you know Justin. Yeah, he was involved.
Yeah.
At the
Oh
beginning.
shit, that's dope.
And then we basically started. I was supposed to be looking for a job. I graduated college, and we all just were making songs that we thought were actually really fucking dope and thought people might like. So we started putting them out, and we're getting like really good feedback, and started doing shows. And then I just stopped looking for a job and
just kept going
got
with
a
it.
restaurant job. Yeah.
Nice.
Honestly, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I actually had a question. So, like, when you guys like pull together and do music together, is it usually just like one person's like, I have like an idea for this song, and you guys just like kind of talk it out, or is it just like somebody writes all like the parts where everyone is like, hey, I wrote this, or like how does like the idea for a song like come out from your guys' like creative space?
Definitely always different, but I would say the majority of them me and Andrew worked on like just in his basement, get a little stoned or whatever, and just start jamming or start with a beat or start with a song inspiration. Say we like the vibe of this song, let's take some elements and see what we cook up with. But then some of our songs were written like all together. Like one of them is called Perfect Rain, and it used to be called the Acid Jam because we all took acid and tried to write a song together, but the acid didn't actually work.
Oh, shit.
We never ended up tripping.
So it was raining.
But but the song was really cool. It was actually like kind of we took the chords of Just the Two of Us by Bill Withers.
Oh,
and kind of just messed with them a little
Yeah.
bit and like made our own little jam, and it's one of my favorite songs now. So that one was all written all together, but yeah.
Altogether,
Okay,
how many
cool.
songs did you like put out or like and write?
We have like 20 original songs probably, or somewhere between 15 and 20 that we perform, and then we've probably put out around that number, but there's probably 25 total that we've like complete songs. Some of them aren't out or not recorded, and then some of them we only played live, or some of them we only have recorded, don't play live. So yeah.
How long were you doing this like band music stuff for?
It was probably solid 5 years, and then probably solid 5 years.
That's sweet.
And it sucked because we have this like amazing community in like Tacoma, Seattle area, but we never like really properly leveraged the internet to like get a fan base outside of that area.
Yeah.
Do you I mean, not that your following is insanely big, but do you ever like walk around and then, like, people like notice you like, oh, you're from Decent Invest, like
out at the bars in Tacoma sometimes.
That's
actually pretty
cool.
sick.
Nice. I just had to ask because I feel like that would probably be a weird feeling to get, but like super dope the first time it happens.
Yeah, it's happened where I didn't recognize somebody, but they recognized, but just like in the small community. It's,
no, that's
makes
still
sense
cool.
why it would happen. It's
For
not
sure.
Like but
That's
it was
cool.
fun.
Yeah, if someone goes up to you, oh my god, I'm your biggest
Is that
fan.
Andy?
Oh my god,
That's never happened. No.
Straight out Tacoma.
dude. Actually, no, like this man, it looked like a boy band hot dog. Have you ever seen his music videos? Dude,
I haven't.
You should see. There's like there's this one music video of you in a concert. I remember you showed us to us.
Let's go.
And I was like, bro, this man is Justin Timberlake on a guitar.
I don't know.
You're just you had that face of just like pure like I'm in this. Like you look like
Yeah.
that dude from Panic at the Disco about to sing, and
Yeah.
I was like,
So
yeah, you can't control your. Well, you can probably control your face, but it's hard to control your face when you're playing guitar and singing.
I have so something I could never tackle as a musician was being able to do like two musical instruments at once, right? And I think like for what you do is like you sing and you play guitar. I always found that to be like something super difficult. Like that's why I could never like play an instrument like piano. So I was wondering like how do you like master one and then move on to the other and then you just like combine them, or like how do you get your brain to like work together to do that? Like I don't know if it's just natural to you or if like you work on that type of thing all the time or used to.
That's a good question for sure. I think like as long as you're strumming pretty simple chords, you're able to just kind of do that muscle memory and have that be like in your subconscious, and then singing be your forefront,
Gotcha.
like the main thing you're focusing on.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's a good question. I don't remember when I learned how to do that because I was so young.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it was. I think when you're learning guitar and singing songs, it comes naturally to do both. You know.
I think another thing is that isn't because it's pretty simple chords, right? You're not doing you're not doing like a guitar solo while singing.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like
the key.
gotcha.
That
Okay.
the more complicated it is that you're playing, because it can be complex to.
yeah.
Nice.
But I don't dabble in that too much either. I can do solos and then I strum and sing, but not. At the same
Okay.
time.
I've seen some people like online with like an acoustic guitar doing some like fucking crazy as shit while they're singing, and I tried learning. Like I got into fingerstyle like acoustic guitar, and I was playing music like AJ Raphael, Gabe Bonduc, and a few other people that I used to really look up to. And music wise, I would play their songs, and it's like super fucking the most like jazzy chords that's fingerstyle, and then it goes up and down, and it's crazy. I'm like, I watch these guys like play and online, and they're like singing while doing it, and it's like not like it's like R&B singing. I'm like, dude, how the fuck? How did you do that? Like,
it's like a crazy underrated talent though, that a lot of these, like to be able to do that. I feel like most people that like to listen to music that don't like know music theory or how to like put a song together, write it out, like I think that's a super underrated like skill to have, but it's like super impressive, or has been to me, because like I guess my first instrument was trumpet and the second was French horn. And if you guys know, like,
bro, if you could sing while playing trumpet, dude, that's next
You'd
level.
be a millionaire.
dude, yeah, no, only one of a kind, really. But the reason I picked it is because it's three notes, three buttons.
Yeah.
Because it's simple for me to understand. But it's more complex than that once you start playing. But
Right.
like, I always thought that was like super underrated. So kudos to you for being able to do that. But I just figured I would ask about it because that always like blew my mind. I was like, dude, how do you do that? Even with like piano, like playing
The
two hands at
yeah.
the same time. I'm like, dude, how do you guys do that? Like,
You know what's funny is that I can do that, but I have a hard time. I think drumming's the most impressive because they're doing four things.
Oh
at one
yeah,
time.
that's true
They
because they got
have
the bass
all
pedal
their
too.
feet and their hands going, and then there's some drummers who also sing, and
Yeah.
that is fucking crazy.
Holy crap!
yeah.
Shout out the Gravities. There's a band that's actually based out of San Diego, but we used to play with them up in Tacoma.
That's awesome.
And the lead singer drums and
And
sings,
sings?
and it's like
Oh,
a
wow.
funk band, and they're crazy good.
There's Anderson .Paak is known for doing that too. Like
Yeah.
Really?
he
I've
will.
seen him live in a really small venue.
Oh, that's super dope.
Dude,
that's
that's
like one of
sick.
that's one of the people I've been wanting to see like forever. And now he's like so sonic. It's like $500 fucking dollars.
Yeah,
It's
he's
$500.
way too popular now. But
I
that's
know.
cool.
Bruno Mars and shit.
Bruno Mars. But like another thing is like I saw him on his Tiny Desk concert, and this guy's playing
That's cool. Yeah.
half notes, off notes. He's playing off notes on the snare while rapping.
Dude, that's like would fuck my brain up, bro.
I know, right?
Like hitting the 3rd 16th note in a four note
and
16th rep would be like, and then like singing too is like crazy to me. Like
I remember I used to be in marching band, and like the music theory wise, like this was like they tried to train us to do this, and this was like the stupidest level of hard thing I've never understood how people do this. Is on your right hand you play a triplet,
yeah,
and then on your left hand you play half notes. Triple it, half note, half note.
Oh my god, no. No.
Dude, that was like, I remember like we had this one dude who was like he was really nice, he was really cool, but he was kind of like a really hard ass drummer guy. Like he was I think he went to Northeastern and like studied engineering and music theory. Like he was super into it.
Oh wow.
Super into drumming. And so this guy was kind of like a hard ass at the time in college. He's a cool guy, but like he was trying to train us on this like traditional style of like learning how to drum, and he would do this at like 160 like BPM and just like at the same time. I'm like, bro,
yeah, but you know that motherfucker was at home practicing that shit for like 2 weeks before he did that. Because there's no way you just pull up and you're like, hey guys, watch this 160 BPM. There's no
it takes
way.
time, takes practice and time for sure.
Yeah.
But
Who's some of your inspiration music wise?
I grew up. I like a lot of like funk music, like Chicago, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh, nice.
Things like that were big influences when I was a kid. Elton John, and then honestly lately, or I guess when I was writing more, which was like 3 or 4 years ago, it was like Drake, The Weeknd, blended with those, and then like even some reggae kind of stuff, or.
I can definitely hear, like, I remember when you first showed me one of your songs, I could definitely hear like The Weeknd, like that type of like kind of R&B hip hop type of deal, where like a hip hop beat with an R&B like tone to it.
Right.
Yeah, I remember definitely hearing that.
We did a Weeknd cover and put it on SoundCloud, and it has like 500,000 plays.
Oh, that's dope.
One of the it's like one of the only songs that like kind of took off.
Which Weeknd song? Often?
Yeah.
Fuck, do I know that one?
It's a good one. You'll have to check it out on our SoundCloud.
All right.
Which if that even exists anymore. Is SoundCloud still relevant?
I know
Spotify's kind of
rappers still use them. I know because there's a few. There's the Orange County rappers that are like trying to take off and stuff, and they always put it up on.
Oh yeah, my SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Because one thing about SoundCloud, like Spotify, you have to submit it through an official like music distributor.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It can actually be a pain in the ass and it costs money, but SoundCloud you just put up for free, so you can put up whatever. It can be a cover. Spotify has like all these like, rules and shit about copyright. And so SoundCloud you just put whatever the fuck up.
I mean that's pretty.
At least
sweet.
you could.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm one of those weird guys who I have YouTube Music. Which I think is probably easier because you can put any like SoundCloud. You could throw any shit on there.
Yeah,
and like as long
true.
as I mean,
that's true. You probably have more selection and like all the remixes and like, different things like that.
The reason why is like I like sometimes listening to international music, like Chinese music and like Japanese and Korean music, and it's like it's sometimes kind of hard to find them on like Spotify.
No, for sure. Spotify's really good at like avoiding like copyright issues and shit like that too. Because like I'll hear something on like sometimes you find it on Spotify, but I always hear it on YouTube, and then I look it up on Spotify, and it's just like not there usually. Yeah,
like remixes are really remixes are always like on YouTube. Like I feel like SoundCloud is now like just a hip hop like trying to get off the thing now, but like YouTube is like
SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah, SoundCloud rappers. I feel like YouTube is now like the thing where. Ever since for like other kind of artists like rock, R&B, especially EDM, like remixes are big on fucking
that makes
YouTube.
Sense.
Yeah,
we never had a lot of luck. We never had a ton of luck on YouTube. We did have some luck on SoundCloud with that one song. We had some luck on Spotify. One of our songs got put on Discover Weekly.
Yeah.
So
that's sweet.
It racked up like 50,000 plays or something in like a week.
That's awesome.
And that was super nice. But other than that, like everything's just been organic,
Well, just on that same topic, I know we only got a couple minutes left, but just knowing that, like, how do you like market yourself to like outside like the Tacoma, Washington area, just playing shows there? Like, how do you guys go about like marketing yourself in a way? Like, do you submit songs ever to like DJs and stuff, and do they play them, or like how do you guys go about that usually, or do you guys have creative ways of doing that?
We did submit to some playlists. There's different like, you know, programs or whatever where you can submit your songs or do this and that. But I think we were gonna try to start marketing outside of our area, really, like when we were about to go on that tour, which was like right before COVID. And so we booked all these shows up and down the West Coast, and I think we were probably going to just do, I think, targeted social media like Instagram and Facebook ads were like our best source. And so we were able to like sell a lot of tickets and like get some decent plays and stuff like that on.
That would have been sweet.
But that was in our hometown. We never got to try it out, like outside of there. So
I definitely want to ask a little bit more about like that touring, and I know you opened for a couple of artists, right?
Yeah, we're open for a lot. I mean, we got to do some pretty cool shit.
Yeah, I want to let's go into a little bit more about that after the break of us fixing up our camera and reloading it. All right, cheers.
Cool.
Welcome back after our break, and we forgot to do tradition.
Yeah,
we've only been doing this for 16 episodes.
Yeah, whenever we have a guest on, we always do the Mario Kart block right at the beginning after he's done counting down. So maybe we'll clip it and put it at the beginning, or
no, we made a mistake. You just hit it.
So
don't hit too hard.
Don't like yeah. There we go.
And now we're officially live.
A formal introduction.
I love it.
A formal introduction.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, that's kind of our thing. And little do people know that we actually got this from a friend. And honestly, if you look on the bottom of it, it's all like it's all crusted over and shit.
You don't have to say that, man.
It works
keep
fine.
The illusion alive.
It works great.
It's really cool looking.
Yeah, no, it's dope. That's honestly been like
it's pretty much perfect for like what we do though.
I know.
So
yeah,
we were like, fuck it, let's just throw it in there.
The amount of hand-me-downs people don't know is in here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in here.
Yeah. On that note, though, is there anything like it's like, do you have a favorite movie, comic book, or show, or video game you like,
or anime?
Well, I was talking to one of my buddies about which anime character I would be if I was doing your guys' like program, you know, where you pick an anime character and model off it.
That's sweet.
One Punch Man.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Do you guys know who that is?
Yeah.
No, we have a program.
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah, we have a program for that.
Yeah, we actually have a program.
I built it. Yeah,
it's on our website.
Nice.
You know what's really funny is that I actually, so part of the idea of us doing this was that I was actually doing, and I just wanted to try it. I was actually doing One Punch Man's workout.
No way.
Like the 100 punch-ups, 100 squats.
Yeah.
I would do that every day.
Wow.
And he runs like how long? Like 10 miles or 5 miles?
It was 10 kilometers, so it was about roughly 5 miles ish. And I didn't do the full 5 miles because I would destroy my knees. So I did like 3 miles. I did that every day, like not every day, but like 5 days a week, because COVID was going on and you couldn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
And so this is also before I got my training license for me to know that was probably not the best way to train.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's actually came out, and we were like,
yeah, we do have aspects too of like squatting, and then running is like the cardio you do in the program too. So we like incorporate it for sure, but we don't do like the whole
different types of push-ups, different types of
10
squats,
kilometers every day or whatever.
But we do have a program. If you do want to try that, we can run that.
I'll show it to you after this, actually.
It's really ironic you told me that. That was like that was legitimately the first one. I was like, Riley, we have to do this.
Yeah.
Riley, we 100% have to do this one.
Yeah, it was Batman and Saitama from One Punch Man. It was those two.
It was like that was the main two. We were like, we can't. It was Thor too. It was a 3.
Thor, yeah.
But, so that's sweet. So you want to be One Punch Man?
Yep.
Just kill everyone in one punch. One punch.
I feel like life would be easier, you know?
That's like so overpowered too, if you think about it. Like you could like destroy Superman just like by punching him or whatever. Like gods, you could just and then like kill him. You know?
I know he actually like in the show. You've seen it? Have you seen it?
No, my buddy was telling me about it.
Okay, there's a point where there's like the whole point of the show.
Spoiler.
The whole point of the spoiler. The joke is that
he hits everyone with one punch regardless of their power, right?
Yeah, and but because of that, he wanted to be so badly to be a superhero, and then he got so strong, and he's like, all right, I'm ready for all these fights and everything. He kills everyone in one punch, and now he's sad because no one else can actually fight him.
It's too strong.
He's like, hey, there's like that.
Dang it! I don't have anybody to compete with.
Yeah, that's like
too good.
He's like, fuck. I just want one fight, guys.
Yeah.
and everyone just dies after he just like that's it. Yeah. Anyways,
good metaphor.
Yeah, metaphor for life. You know, metaphor for life. If you're too perfect, life is not good.
Yeah.
It's all about the journey.
Exactly.
It's the climb. In the famous words of Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, no, it's true though.
Yeah. On that note of Miley Cyrus, great transition.
Great
Nice.
segue, dude, you're a pro.
Yeah. You can tell I've been doing this for a while. So, tell us a little bit about what it like. I think everyone has like a little dream, like a tiny dream of like what it's like of being on tour. Like even though if it was like a smaller thing, like you've experienced being in shows and doing the background. What's that like? Like
yeah, we never got to like go on a really like cool national tour. Even that was what we were going to do. But we did get to do some cool shows and like out of town gigs where we'd stay at a hotel and like you know, play and then party afterwards or whatever. It was really cool. I think some of the coolest experiences we had. One was Capitol Hill Block Party.
Oh, that's sweet.
And that's one that like is like a pretty big festival in Seattle. It's like right in the middle of downtown, and they block off a bunch of streets.
Yeah.
And like Diplo was the headliner, and Lizzo and stuff like that.
Oh, that's sick.
And we were obviously like in this like tiny stage, you know, nothing to do with them. But it was cool to have like backstage access, to be a part of that, and like to just be an artist on the same like poster as Diplo and Lizzo was pretty cool.
That's sick.
And one of the first festivals we played was Summer Meltdown. That one was so cool because it was like this kind of more of a hippie, like trippy festival up in the woods. There's this big river, and we played pretty early. So we played in the sun, and like it was good.
That sounds dope.
Small
actually.
crowd, but like good crowd, and everybody's feeling it. And then we just got to like party the rest of the day and like see these crazy acts, and
So how does that actually? I've always been curious about this since you've been an act in like a festival. Like, do they contact you, or is there like a submission form, or like how does that look on the back end? Like, what's the background of being in the festival?
Some of them have submission forms, but we've never gotten lucky with any of that. So the first one it's all usually through like people that book shows. So like a guy who might book a venue might also book for festivals. So like it's all about like you do this show, they see you, or they see you can sell some tickets, and then they'll invite you to do that kind of thing. And like for the first one, Summer Meltdown, my sister's boyfriend's in a really dope band, and he kind of got us a plug for that one.
Cool. Oh, that's sick.
And he just made an introduction, and then he's like, here, well, you can do Summer Meltdown and then do my venue as well, and open for these guys at my venue. And so,
dude, that is cool.
That's sick.
So connections obviously go a long way, just like in anything. Capitol Hill Block Party, I'm not sure they reached out to us, but I don't know if somebody recommended us or what, but so
that's sick. Yeah, because I always was wondering, like, okay, so another question on that end, like, what's it like to be in the like be in those shows and being a like not necessarily being in those shows, but being at a festival? Because I always hear, and maybe you would understand this, like, I always hear that big artists hate performing at like Coachella or like at like at EDA or like at EDC or like why is it that like it's like some artists, like I've heard, just don't like it? Do you know?
I mean, I can speculate. I don't know for sure, but I would assume that at those festivals, like if you're used to playing to your fans, then everybody's gonna be stoked to see you. They're gonna know your concert. You know, they're gonna know your lyrics, know your songs, and like really be engaged in your concert. And that festivals, you don't know who they might have come for anybody, so it's not your show. It's a festival, and like maybe that's why, because it's not like
that's like probably a good point.
Different vibe.
Yeah, because that's one thing I've heard too. Like, I mean, you know, I think Taylor Swift has mentioned that she's like, I'm never doing a festival. Like, I fucking just don't like doing it.
Well, they probably don't get. Well, I'm sure the headliners get paid really well, but like, when you're selling your own tickets and you don't have to, take
you don't have to split it and everything.
I bet the logistics might be pretty like crazy for a festival, because you probably don't have the right amount of people running it too. So I bet there's like total like hiccups and stuff that happen, and like especially if you're a big artist like Taylor or whatever, you're probably like, I don't fuck with that shit anymore, because I would like change the face of like pop and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So that makes sense, because I always thought it was a money thing. Like I always thought it was just like it's a festival, so they got like a budget, and then they like didn't pay them enough, and they would only do it to like promote albums and stuff like that. So I thought it was more of like, it was like inconvenience, like I have to do this because I have an album coming out, but they're paying me dog shit money. But That's what I always thought, but I don't know.
See, I always thought it was like the thing where, similar to what you said, it was like your audience, but at the same time, it's just like the logistics of doing like, oh, you gotta get on now, come on, versus like certain, all right,
get on and off
immediately, and then like
you always see really famous artists like getting pissed off because they cut their mic or whatever.
Yeah.
Did that to A$AP Rocky recently.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I remember like. I went to a Mariah Carey like concert like
nice.
long ass time ago. My dad is a big fan of Mariah Carey. It's just
who isn't, dude?
Yeah, Mariah Carey's dope.
Everyone loves Mariah Carey.
Yeah, and especially Nick Cannon. Anyways, yeah, we were sitting there and literally, she did not come out for the concert for like almost 2 hours.
Oh wow.
And there was no opener. We're literally just sitting there. And they're just playing music and her music videos because she would not come out. I don't know what's the reason behind that, but like, I think there's when someone's that big, right? There's like they know it's like, oh, I can just fuck around. I can just chill in this green room and just get ready. Maybe like maybe their makeup artist is taking, but like what I feel like to a certain extent like you're rushed to it. I heard like Joji had that had that hiccup at Coachella where he was
Super
feeling sick. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you're at Coachella, you're a headliner, everyone's already paid. Because if it was his own show and he was feeling sick, he could be like, hey man,
cancel, refund the tickets.
Yeah.
Reschedule
so
it.
There's a little bit more of a stricter thing that I guess some artists aren't used to doing anymore, or like they're like that's just super inconvenient for me now.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you have any thoughts or opinions, either of you, on this, but I remember like when COVID was coming to an end and venues were starting to open up. I remember artists like Justin Bieber and like big name artists would like literally like not sell enough tickets or something like that, and they would like just say like, "Oh, I'm sick," and they would like cancel a show or something like that. Specifically, it was JB, and then there was like a couple other big name artists that like a bunch of people knew, but I wasn't sure if you guys had heard of that or like felt any type of way about that. But do you think it's like nerve wracking for like an artist to like not sell out a show and like still perform? And
hell yeah, dude. Because like we haven't done a show in a couple years, even on our scale, which is way smaller, obviously. But like there was a time, a few years ago where we were selling a couple hundred tickets a show, 200-300, maybe.
Whoa,
400.
that's super dope.
And they were packed and they were great and fun. But now it's been like 2 years. I don't know if these people are gonna show up again. So I'm, we're promoting this show and we're kind of just like, we hope people come, but it's been a couple years. We don't know if, everybody's still into it. So
are you more nervous for a show that's packed or for a show with less people?
A good question.
Empty for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, one thing is too is when we were selling tickets, some of the shows like we might sell 40 tickets, 50 tickets ahead of time, and then 150 people come and buy it at the door.
Yeah.
So like you really don't know how many people are going to be there until like you're about to get on stage.
Yeah.
And so then it's like anybody here? And you look out and it's packed, and then you're like, fuck, thank God.
Yeah.
Or you look out and you're like, a light one tonight. We'll still have fun, and they're still fun, but like I'm so relieved to look out and see a full room.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I know that we did a good job promoting it, that like it makes me more comfortable to perform.
Dang.
And they're more engaged, it's more fun, and
Yeah.
That's crazy because I feel like most people that maybe just because they aren't entertainers or whatever, or they aren't in bands, like I feel like most people would probably be more nervous if there were more people there. But
yeah,
it's cool to hear that like you're more comforted by like there actually being like
people who want to be there,
because I could see that too. Like,
yeah,
because it might like you might not get the type of energy you're looking for if you're like coming out with like bolstered and like you're ready to go and type of stuff.
Like when I get the most nervous is when everybody's just sitting there like, or maybe there's like 10 people in the room and we played.
Oh
like
Jesus!
Just like,
yeah, because that's the reason why I asked is actually because there was I remember like this weirdly kind of like memory, and when we were talking about like touring and stuff and like musicians and like an audience, I remember I think it was on like America's Got Talent, like Howie Mandel, the guy like who was like he used to be a stand-up comedian. He was telling the other judges on there, he was like, honestly, as a stand-up comedian, it is legitimately 5 times more terrifying to do a comedy show with 5 people there.
Yeah.
He's like, because you just have no idea how they respond. Even if it's like 5 people, they're dying laughing, the room sounds empty.
Yeah.
And he was saying like because he was saying that because there was they just added like a stand-up comedy section, so that because enough people were like coming in to try to perform, and he was saying like you guys got to give these guys honestly some slack, because like there's like it doesn't feel funny because there's no one else laughing.
Exactly. That's one of the arts that's like very dependent on the audience's reaction.
Yeah.
And so you need to have at least a certain amount of people to like laugh and have that positive feedback.
Yeah.
To know you're doing a good job. With music, you don't really know, because like it can be an amazing song and everybody's touched, but they're just kind of like, you know, moving.
Yeah.
Or they could be like, yeah, hyped up, but like either it doesn't mean it's shitty if they're not moving a lot. So with comedy, if they're not laughing, it's
oh my god, that's awkward.
Yeah. I feel like music it's like probably the second to that though, because there's like you know, when you're performing, there's like, and I keep getting reminded of the ninja, like it's like I don't see enough movement meme.
Oh yeah, I don't see enough movement out there.
Yeah, so like
on New Year's or whatever.
Yeah, because it's like it's like you said, like if they could be enjoying it, but they can be enjoying it silently, especially with someone who's mainly not a hype artist that's doing like rap or EDM where everyone's just having fun and going ham. Like I think I experienced that when I was at Coachella watching Nicki for the first time.
Nicki Minaj?
No, Nicki, like a different artist.
Okay.
But she's an R&B artist. She's singing. She just has her acoustic guitar and sings, and everyone's just chilling. Chill, relaxed, or enjoying it.
Yeah.
But like that, I think about it in the sense of like, if I was up there, I would have no clue if they're enjoying it or not.
Exactly.
And there's like hundreds and hundreds, maybe 1,000 people there, and they're just like swaying. And it's like, dude, I'm not sure if you like this or not.
But if that's your style of music, then you're probably used to that.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be headbanging at any of your shows. So you're used to it, and you know that people come up after and they're like, that was amazing. And so I think it's just that's their lane, you know. Like ours, I think is more upbeat, dancey kind of shit.
Yeah.
But it's everybody's not dancing the whole time.
Definitely,
so we're used to both,
How long is one of your shows go for?
Typically like an hour.
Okay.
That's like my sweet spot. I like to go longer than a half hour, but not like too much longer than an hour.
And how many songs roughly is that? And do
15,
you talk between
16?
songs?
Not a lot, but like little banter, but mostly just
I had a because we were talking about like having people not be there versus being there. Do you remember like a time where like when you were first starting out, you and your guys, and you guys went up there, and it was like, holy shit, there's a lot of people here. Like it had a moment where you were like, oh my god, this is like real. Like there's a lot of people here, and like
hell yeah,
we're ready to go. Like, do you remember that? And like, could you walk us through that like feeling or like how that was?
It was one of our first shows in Seattle, and it was at a venue called the Crocodile. It's a pretty historic venue. Like pretty sure Nirvana's played there and stuff.
That's dope.
But it's like a smallish, but it was like 500 capacity.
Oh
place.
Damn.
And we were playing with a couple other like small groups, but none of them were like big time.
Yeah.
But we promoted the fuck out of it, and I think we, as a group, we sold a lot of tickets for that show.
That's
nice.
sweet.
And it ended up selling out before the show even. So
that's
500
sweet.
sold tickets online is pretty big for like a local group like that.
Yeah.
And we get there, and when you're the opener, we're like the first band to play. Usually it's empty for the openers.
Yeah.
But it was fucking packed from wall to wall. And
that's awesome.
It was like, we only played a half hour because we were the opener, but it was like so.
And people were just like vibing and shit. Like people were really into it too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, totally.
That's sweet. Actually, okay. I know we're just like asking you every question about music now.
Good. Yeah, I love
But-
it.
Like the checklist.
fun to
Yeah, I know. Because this is like, okay, this is legitimately like a rare opportunity, even like as you're like, especially like, you know, I'm free to ask you this whenever the fuck I want. I know you're my friend. You know, we're privy to this, but I think one thing that I think there's like a lot of things where a lot of people are legitimately wondering like, how is it like to do this, do that? Like, one thing that's always crossed my mind, because as I said before, I've never been in the situation where I had to play 16 songs in a row. I've played max 4 songs and memorized them, and it took me fucking 3 months to do it, and then like I was in marching band, and like that was like I'm one in a few. But like that wasn't me singing. It wasn't me singing and guitar.
That's true.
How do you memorize all the lyrics, the things like you know? That I know you wrote the songs, but still, that sounds like I can't imagine doing that.
Well, it's funny that you asked because I'm in the process of relearning all the songs. So it's been 2 years since we performed. So even though I wrote them, I forgot a lot of the lyrics or a lot of everything. So one thing that was sick about our band, and we had a really cool like benefactor or contributor. Our one of our really good friends owned a warehouse, and they let us keep all of our shit up in their warehouse attic.
Oh, that's
so we
sweet.
had this like dope setup with
sick.
PAs and all of our stuff that we got to just leave there and go jam in the evenings whenever we wanted. And we usually practice twice a week, which is a lot more than most of our peer bands. They would usually do like, maybe a couple times a month practice. We did twice a week usually, regardless of if we had shows coming up.
Yeah.
So we could learn new stuff, and I think that was a huge game changer for us. But I think it also requires a lot of like at-home practice if you really want to be good. And like, yeah. But we did it for 5 years, and I think we probably sucked a lot more at the beginning than at the end.
I mean, I would hope so. Like, I hope it was progressively better. Like,
I can imagine just like the earlier shows, how nervous I was. I'm sure it showed, and I was just like, up there. And then towards the end, it was like really fun, and I was like feeling myself, and felt like I deserved to be there, I guess.
Yeah, no.
I don't know why I imagine this, but like I imagine you like being in the middle of a lyric and then doing one of those like shit I forgot things, and you go and then you like go back into the lyrics.
I've done that a lot.
You mumble a little bit.
I've fucked up my own lyrics a lot. And also like some of the shows that we did that were way more for fun, like we would throw like some nobody's paying, it's just like a party or house party, we'd all be fucked up, and like I would just like, I remember one time we had to restart a song like 3 or 4 times because I just kept fucking it up. Run it back! And then I would always blame the audience. I'd say, "We need more energy. We need more energy.
I need you to clap more.
Hear you guys.
You need to sing the lyrics so I remember.
Put the mic out when you forget.
More energy, please."
That's actually
oh my God, that's
really
funny as fuck.
That's really funny because I think one of my favorite clips I just saw like of an interview. I remember Ed Sheeran mentioned this like while he was on an interview, and someone asked him like, "What happens when you forget lyrics?" He's like, "All right, fun fact: if you ever see me at any show at all, and this is every show, I will. If you ever see me hold up the mic, throw it at the audience, and be like, start singing. That's because I forgot the lyrics. That's like not even. It's like unless it's like a chorus and popular part. No, 100%. I forgot the lyrics.
I was gonna say like usually you do that when it's something that the whole audience is singing.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough. There's a few songs that like a lot of the audience will sing back to us, and that's a fucking good feeling too.
Nice.
What's your favorite memory of being in the band, and what's the most nerve-wracking memory, or something like that, or like maybe con memory, or like maybe start with the best or the worst, up to you.
There's so many good ones and bad ones, but I think honestly, one of them that's coming to mind is when Chronic is like our main song that like probably was the most popular.
Oh, is that the one you showed us with the music video?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
where you look like Justin Timberlake?
Maybe that's the one. I'm not sure. But that one, when it first like started taking off, I was just like, I was like just looking, occasionally when you put out a song, you'll check on it and say, "Oh, how's it doing?"
Yeah.
And I saw like, whatever thousands views, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I thought it was like a mistake, nice. And then I went on to like, you can go onto your metrics and stuff, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And there was like 20 people listening in that moment. And I was just like, "This is crazy."
Yeah.
Figured out it was on Discover Weekly. That was a cool moment. I think like coming out and like probably, I don't know which exact show it was, but like our first headlining show where we sold a lot of tickets and like had a full room that were just there for us. That was a pretty fucking cool feeling.
When you because I feel like as a listener, sometimes I hear like a Bruno Mars or a Weeknd, and I'm like, oh, they knew that song was going to be a bop. Like they for sure knew that one was going to blow up, kind of deal. Do you ever feel that way about like a song and then actually does? Like you're like Chronic, for example, where you guys like, this is like a really like stellar song I feel is going to do good.
I think so. We did, but then there's also like, I think we probably felt that way about most of the songs that we like ended up pursuing and finishing.
Yeah.
Like this is, this is worth pursuing. I think people would like this, but you never know. I thought one of them called Take Your Time was just going to like, I thought it was the one.
Yeah.
This is for the one. And it did. It's like solid. I think it's probably the second most popular now, but like when we released it, just it was the same as all the others, and just
okay.
you know, slowly over time, I think it's built more listens. But like,
I don't know if you feel, not to delve off. Oh, go for it. What's
humble
go.
brag though, it did get used by Yamaha in a commercial recently.
What? Wait, did they contact
that's cool.
Yeah, they
Was it like a bike commercial, like Yamaha bikes? Or
It was
what?
Wave Runners. It
Oh,
was like the
sick.
Wave Runner accessories commercial.
Yo.
But they like
Yo, that's
sick.
cool still.
they like turned
That's
up like a
cool.
little accessory music, and then our song came on. And
That's sick.
No,
it's-
that's
that
nice,
was
actually.
a little cool, but
That is
that's
sick.
yeah.
Not to dive off too far from like the music portion, but I was actually gonna ask you, Jordy, because I know like when we make content, sometimes I'm like get that feeling like, oh, this video is gonna do good, or
Yeah.
like we make a video, like not just videos, but like we put up a program, we're like, dude, this shit's gonna be good as fuck. Like, what do you like ever get that way too? Because I for sure do. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, this video is
100%.
gonna be dope. It gets like 10 likes, and there's other times where I just like
Throw
film
random
something
shit.
in like 30 seconds, and it does super good, and I'm like, dude, this is dog shit.
100%. It happened recently too. So
It's always like
it's
that.
always the ones. So I made a really chill, like I made like a pork chop and then like a bean. Like it was probably one of my fanciest dishes I've made for my cooking channel thing. I thought that was gonna blow the fuck up. And it got like on Instagram, it got like a few hundred, and like but at the time, I was running an average 10K.
Oh wow.
And so it only got a few hundred, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Eventually,
Views or likes?
Views,
okay.
and then like likes wise, it was I was running usually around like almost 1K mark, 500,
Wow.
and so it was like kind of meh. It didn't do that great, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then I tried another one that I thought was gonna shoot up was I did like a cheeseburger one. And that still was
That
like
one, like the smash burger.
That one
Yeah,
looked
smash burger.
good.
It looked
That one
good.
was
And
I mean, I
actually-
ate that
Kobe
shit. It
beef.
wa-
and like that one actually did the worst.
The Wagyu.
Oh,
was it?
wow.
No, it was like no, I didn't. It was just normal, like a
Okay.
good beef from a butcher.
Nice.
And then I made one, and that was like only still even on my TikTok, that one does like I think it's barely 1,000.
Yeah.
Mm.
I recently put out one for banana bread, and I filmed that like just offhandedly. I was making banana
Nice.
bread for my girlfriend, and I was like, I might as well fucking film it.
Well,
Yeah.
So I filmed the banana
Dude.
bread. I came and then I was like, I put it down together and I was like editing it. Oh, fun fact about the banana bread too. I took the banana bread out of the oven
Huh.
and I was trying to get, I put like almonds on top and I was like, oh, there's like too many almonds. I need to like dump some out. So like I turned it over my sink. Mind you, this is 3 a.m.
And you
3.
dropped in the sink.
I
No
dropped
way.
on the banana bread in the sink. And it
Dude,
cracked on the
that's
back. And then I pulled it because it's still hot. So like I grabbed it as fast as I can, pushed it together and threw it on a cooling rack. And then that's why if you see the video,
Dog, that's like your best video too.
yeah,
Like
if you see the video, the banana bread looks flat as fuck on top. It's because I dropped it on there. And then
bro.
and then the second part about that is that I was recording. I do the audio and editing another time. So I edited it, and then we had a work thing where we had to go to where I went to a Padres game. I got not hammered, but like my account executives like just bought me drinks, and I was like tipsy as fuck by the time I got back, and I was thinking, oh shit, I need to finish the banana bread video. So I am like tipsy. I wrote the script out of nowhere. It's like 1 a.m. I have work tomorrow.
Dude, that's
I-
some Beatles type shit.
I
Like,
know.
smoke some weed and write a song. Jordan's like, drink some whiskey and like make a banana bread video.
Yeah, and then the
Same
banana
thing.
bread was already fucked as is. I put in the mic and I just record whatever the fuck comes out of my mouth, throw it on the video, and then get ready to. I posted it to send for tomorrow morning. And then the first day, like on the day of, it was kind of meh. And then the next day, I checked on TikTok. I got
Shit's like
80,000. Got 80,000 views. Right now, it's at 95K.
give the people what they want, dude. You
That's
gotta-
wild.
gotta get something, fill
Yeah,
some bread.
But
you know?
that's exactly like the thing. It's just
Yeah.
like the ones that you least expect to blow up are the ones that do, and then the ones that you're like banking on, they just fucking flop, and you're just like,
Yeah.
well, that's unfortunate.
All right, let's before we go on the break and then go into our last section. Let me ask you, what's your favorite song you've written that you guys performed or wrote?
Yeah, maybe not the best, but like what's the one you have
Like
most fun
you have the
with
most
and, like-
attachment to.
Mhm.
I mean, I think if I had to pick a favorite, it would be Take Your Time.
All
The
right,
one-
everyone, listen. Take your time now.
Yeah, listen to Take Your Time.
Well, pause.
We're gonna get that shit to blow up right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that would have to be it.
Is there a reason why?
Actually, Sideways too. Sideways and Take Your Time. Sideways was like our first song that like became popular in our community, and like people knew the words. That's the first one people would sing at our concerts.
Yeah,
that's got to be the best one. And then Take Your Time is probably my second favorite.
So is it just because those are the ones that first got like going?
No, Sideways maybe, but I think it's just also like one of the best songs we ever wrote, and it's just like a vibe. Like it's just, sweet. I'm very proud of it. And then, but it was the first one to kind of take off, so I think that has that nostalgia. Take Your Time never really took off that much, but it's just my favorite one. Like I think it's the best song. It was also co-written by somebody named Seth Mira.
Nice.
really dope and very talented.
Awesome.
Sweet.
All right, let's end it off here for a break, and then we'll go into the final section here. All right, peace. And we're back. Actually, I shouldn't be the one singing. You should be singing.
And we're back.
Oh my gosh. Can you sing And We're Back, and I'll clip it and use it for transitions in the future?
And we're back, baby.
Yeah, dude. Let's go. I'm going to add some reverb, and that shit's going to sound dope as fuck.
There's some auto-tune on that, bitch, please.
Nah, dude, honestly, okay, we mentioned this before.
We're going to use
You
that.
sound so different. like there's people, I remember listening to this song, and I legitimately thought, I 100% thought, I was like, you got the other band members sing this. Like, there's no fucking way, dude. And like, yeah, just like, I was just like thinking like, oh my God, it sounds good, but I was like, I can't imagine Andy's voice.
Well, you have to come to
coming
our concert.
out.
We're going to fly up to Washington,
November 4th.
November 4th.
You gotta come out and you'll see. You'll see if I can really sing.
I know you can sing. Don't even lie.
I had a question to start us off for this next part, because we kind of talked about like other artists that influenced your music, but like right now today, like on your playlist, if you were just to like listen to music on your playlist, like who are you currently like circulating? Like who do you listen to right now?
Honestly,
aside from your own music, of course.
I have a weird.
Do you listen to your own music?
Yeah. I mean, like while we're making it, yes, but not like a lot after. But then I like going back and listening to old songs and stuff like that.
Okay, I can see that.
But all right, I like Khalid.
Oh, cool.
Wizkid.
Wizkid. Nice.
The 1975.
I love the 1975.
I actually don't know 1975.
It's kind of similar to our vibe, except for a little more folky and a little bit more like indie type of music.
What would you describe your music taste in?
Taste,
like you listen.
Just you listening.
Like what you listen to mostly.
Eclectic. I like everything.
Yeah.
I like good music of any genre.
Yeah.
So that's not the best answer, but like, yeah, I'm not like a genre specific type of person.
Yeah, I get that.
What I make or listen to.
Do you have like certain like songs you'd listen to at certain times? Like I guess we work out. Like so like what playlist would you drop to work out to?
I mean I do like playing like more hip hop when I'm working out normally, but honestly I just like to listen to whatever I like at that moment.
Uh-huh.
And so like I'm sure everybody's kind of similar, and you first hear a song or however you get into a song, it'll grow on you and you're like, oh, this is the song. When you're going to put on music, you're like, I want to listen to that first, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that.
This is what I'm digging right now. That's what I like to listen to when I work out, regardless of the genre. But
that's how I usually am at the gym too. Is like I sometimes honestly motivate myself to go to the gym, and I'm like by like looking at my playlist, like fuck, I really want to listen to that song. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the gym, and this will be the first song I play when I get to the gym. But like I look forward to it almost. But yeah, it's similar to you. Like whatever's at the top is usually like what I'm super into at the time.
Totally.
Yeah, I Riley. Okay, so what's really funny with living with him is that he doesn't do this as much anymore, which makes me sad. It's kind of funny though.
I'll do it again. What is it?
I'll be like we'll be like making calls or working inside our individual rooms, and I can exactly. And then Riley has both of his headsets on or headbuds on, and he's like blasting music, and he's just karaokeing the fuck out of it. And I can hear it in my room, and I know I just text him, hey bro,
I've got I don't know if you're familiar, but I have Astro A50 headphones, so they're for like gaming, but they're it feels like a Tempur-Pedic like mattress on each side of your head, and like it noise cancels and shit.
Nice.
But for a minute I like hip hop too, so like I listen to like Drake a lot.
Me too. I love Drake.
Drake.
Me too. I think he's one of the best He's got the most songs that I love.
Mm-hmm. No,
out of
facts,
any artist,
yeah.
he has the most songs that I love.
Nice.
I think, well, I'd say Kanye beats him out for me just a little bit.
That's fair.
But Drake is like in the top 2 always. It's either Kanye or Drake for me.
Yeah.
It's good gym music, but it's also just good music in general.
Totally.
You know.
Yeah.
So
I've been like listening to, for me. Okay, so I went to that. I mentioned this before, but I recently went to the Imagine Dragons concert.
Nice.
And like because of that and how amazing of a like headliner those, like how as a show they are, like fucking insane. Also, I forgot what was the Dan something, but like the front man for Imagine Dragons, buff is for shit.
Really?
Dude's fit as balls. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I literally like I remember like going. The dude was just like shirtless and he was ripped.
Wow.
Dude was like ripped,
Nice.
and then as he's performing, I saw why. This man is just jumping, doing squats, like
Dude.
fucking going everywhere, and I was like, no wonder fuck this guy's ripped.
Right.
But
That's badass.
I've been just listening to like Imagine Dragons a lot and blasting it in our home gym, and Riley can concur.
Mhm.
Like
and the new Slander album too. You're
the
on
new
that
Slander
one too.
album was like good.
But,
that was the shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll sing more for you,
Thank you.
if you want. I can like take it to the shower too. Like I
Yeah,
can
serenade
sing in
it.
the shower.
That's
I can
sweet.
sing everywhere.
Dude, I'm sure everyone driving by our house
Would love,
would
yeah.
love that.
Mhm. And walking.
Yeah. It's really funny. We have like an open, so we have to close all the windows and everything. 'Cause, like, so we live on on a major street.
Yeah.
The like people can hear shit, and sometimes like we hear the weirdest shit at night.
Yeah. Me
Like,
too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, you live in like
It's
a really
relatively busy area.
Yeah, yeah.
Can be not as busy as this necessarily, but still some action.
I remember one time. I don't think you were here.
Hmm.
This is like this lady was running down the middle of the street. It's like
Whoa.
12 a.m. Right, and I saw a guy just sprinting, and I saw a girl sprinting after him, and she just still screaming at her top of her lungs. You can't do this to me. You're not doing this to me.
Damn.
Bitch, get back here. You're fucking not doing this to me. And I'm like, I'm not working out, but I'm like just chilling in the kitchen and grabbing water, and I just see just like the show.
Yeah.
Just go around, and they're like, they go from one side of the street to another part of the street. I was like, dude, San Diego doesn't have as much homeless people in a busy area, but as LA, but the show, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's very interesting set of people out here.
Totally.
So, what prompted you to move down to San Diego?
After a few months of pandemic, and I realized it wasn't going to be over anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I cannot sit in my house bored and go through the Washington winter where it's gray and shitty.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go down to San Diego, get whatever job I can get, and just kind of ride out the pandemic somewhere
cool.
sunny and have fun, or not fun, but just ride out the pandemic somewhere sunny and do something new and exciting.
Yeah.
Then once the pandemic's over, come back and we'll do the band thing again. And then it was like 2 years really until the pandemic kind of really finally, I feel like now it's probably wrapped.
For sure.
Yeah. It's dealable now.
But I love San Diego and I don't want to go back, so.
Yeah, it's sunny and nice.
Everybody's doing their own thing in the band, so it's like, let's do one last show, let's get a bunch of our music out, have a blast, and kind of seal it. And then on to the next chapter,
Nice.
So I had a music sorry, do you guys want to say something, Jor?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're on the music side of things, you go first.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask, because, it sounds like singing is, kind of your main focus when it comes to, the band. I think, singing is one of those things you could just, get into just because you like to sing in your car, and then you maybe, transition. So, do you remember, I'm sure you were younger, but do you remember, what was your gateway to singing? Was it just I like this and people are receptive to it, or was it something more for you you took it in school growing up and you just were good at it, or how did that work out?
Yeah, I think it was kind of a blend of both of those. One, like I mentioned earlier, I would sing a song or something, and then I'd get a little attention from the girls, and I'd be like, "Whoa, that's
always
interesting."
It's always that.
And then I was in choir, and I don't think anybody in my choir would have been like, "Oh yeah, this guy's gonna be in a band." I was not a standout. I was pretty shy. Didn't do any solos. Just kind of part of the choir. Me and Jack both actually. He was a little bit more. He would do solos, but we would play guitar and sing together and have fun doing that. And then, yeah, it took a long time to like build up the courage and confidence to actually like consider myself decent enough at it. You know?
What's that decent enough? Decent at best.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like there's a moment. This is always a very interesting moment, and I think about this a lot with like people who have like a specialty in something, right? Like whether you're a singer or a band or like a comedian or like a model, especially, or something, like you have to like internally recognize a little bit, like, you know what, I'm funny, or I'm good at singing,
this.
like I'm pretty, like, you know, like. So what was that moment where you realized, or you internally had the self-confidence of like, you know what, I can sing and our band is good enough to perform somewhere, and then you booked the show and you tried it? Like, what was that moment that you felt like, because it's not like us where we have an actual certificate. We have 2 actual certificates that say we are legally able to train people and coach people, but like in an artistic sense you don't, you know. How'd that coming, or like that feeling came about?
I think like even when we were performing and stuff, I still had the imposter syndrome, and like, you know, didn't feel like we were very good or everybody else was better. And then I think when I finally got confidence, it was like when the people that I admired and looked up to and thought they were like the shit, when they would say, wow, that's really sick, or like,
oh, cool,
I really love what you're doing. When I would get
awesome.
Like respect from the people that I look up to, I think that's when I like was like, oh wow, that's really cool that they also mutually respect me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's something that always comes to mind for me, is like, what's that moment where like where you realize, or like not realize, but you're like, you know what, I'm gonna sing in front of people and I think they're gonna like it. You know, that's because there has to be a trigger, right? There has to be a moment of trigger when, no matter what artistic field you're in, where like, even as an artist, right, as like a painter or sculptor, I'm gonna sculpt something and put it out there for payment. You know, that exchange becomes something.
Well, I mean, I don't want to speak for you specifically. I was just thinking about you while we were talking about this, but like, I feel like you could almost relate that to like your food video, like your food, or like even like the business too. Because like, I feel like for me, the business was like one of those like moments where it was like you had to put your foot down. You just had to be like, I'm doing this. Then you get to that point, you get the recognition, you start feeling like good about it. But like,
totally.
I mean, like, I feel like business building is like an art kind of too.
Definitely.
But like, I would just thought I'd call it out because I feel like that's the way I felt about it. I don't know about you, but
I think it's all the same in a lot of ways. And
yeah. No, I think the difference in that question, and I guess this is more of like it's like a thought experiment thing. It's like the difference in that is that we went through training and documentation, right? Like we have certification to say that we can train people, you know, where as an artist, unless you go to art school and everything, but like as an artist or someone who's almost pretty much self-taught as a musician, where does that recognition come from? Where does that snap come from? You know, our snap comes from, we fucking took a 300 question test and like got our degrees and went through textbooks, and which is like a traditional, very physical, you have a certificate and degree to do something, right? But you know, as an artist starting out and going through stuff, and you know, relatively successful where you were, as way more people, and actually going out and trying to achieve that dream of being, you know, a singer and musician, which is super awesome. I like super respect you for that.
Thank you.
What's that moment where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go and I believe I can sing and I believe I can perform in front of people?
Yeah, I mean, I never had like one moment. I think it slowly built over time. And like every show, you'd be like, is anybody going to show up? Yeah. You know, is this going to be shitty? And then slowly but surely, people would start coming, and it would grow and grow and grow, and the feedback would be good. Like, I think if we started off and we got like any negative feedback, I probably would have. But it was like all positive at the beginning. Like we eventually ran into some negative feedback, but like it was pretty much all positive.
That's good
for a long time, and I think that was helpful.
I feel like at the beginning, it's like so important to like surround yourself with just like
positive energy,
positive people who are going to lift you up. It's sometimes really hard to tell too if you're not in that situation, that you're not in a situation where everyone around you is like, there to lift you up and build you up. But I feel like that comes with growth and getting older and like recognizing that type of stuff too.
I definitely think it was probably nice that you were in a band and you had other people backing you up with that. And you know, I don't think when we're starting this business, we're doing this fitness stuff, I actually legitimately don't think I could do this without like Riley or like a partner.
I feel the same way about
like you cannot. It's just so much riding on you, and if you get negative, it hits you while you have someone else to remind you like, hey, let's pick this back up, you know.
Totally. Yeah, I think also the band, like even the fact that these guys wanted to do this with me is validating in itself, you know what I mean? Like, oh, the fact that these guys are down and think that I'm worthy of being the singer, and you know, and are willing to put in hours and hours and hours and commit to this. Yeah, that's enough for me to be like, all right, let's fucking do it then. You know. Yeah,
you got that loyalty from other people and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a big commitment. You know.
Yeah, no, 100%. And now that you're back, you're now in San Diego. You love it and everything. What was that trend? You got something?
Oh no.
Okay. I thought you looked like you're like intense. Like
no. You're good. You're good.
So now you moved down to San Diego and you switched career paths a little bit. So now what's kind of the things you're trying to achieve now? Not necessarily moving past the band. You said you guys were never really kind of split. You guys are lifelong
It's definitely
friends.
not going to be a main focus.
Not main focus. Yeah. Like if you have one, what's like, you know, what's that next step for you?
Yeah, a lot of my focus has been on career kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I want to get my income up, get my income to a really comfortable level, and I'm doing some good steps to get there. Be healthy. I've been like eating better, doing things like that. I'm working. Eventually, what I want to have is like a really stable financial future where I don't have to like work necessarily, where I can just kind of have passive income or whatever to
enjoy,
sustain, and then do what I want, whether it's like, you know, doing music stuff or whatever creativity, or if I want to start a company or do something like that. Yeah. But I want to have that freedom, so that's kind of what I'm working towards right now.
That's super dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are going to wrap it up in a little bit, but wanted to quickly ask you just some questions because we are the GainEXP podcast.
Let's go.
So as you know, and for listeners, like obviously our whole thing is like gaming, anime, superheroes blended in, combined with like fitness and health. So I guess we just wanted to ask, like, starting out, do you have like a favorite video game, or like did you like play games when you were younger and like someone just like resonates the most with you? Or
I mean, I'm all about Call of Duty right now.
Sweet.
Rebirth Island.
Nice.
You know,
nice.
If you guys want to come catch the squad, we'll run it.
Nice. Do you play on console or are you on computer?
I'm on Xbox.
Okay, cool.
Most of us are on Xbox or PS5. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Call of Duty. But I used to play. I mean, I played Fortnite for a little bit.
Okay.
I've played World of Warcraft pretty seriously when I was a kid.
Dude, I did too. Oh my god.
Me too, yeah.
Oh god.
But
dude, WoW is like, it consumes your life.
Yeah,
if you get really into
very addictive.
Oh yeah.
Especially for like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, like that was exactly the same. Like the years was 12, 13, and you know what got me to stop? The moment after the 30-day trial, they were like, "You gotta pay," and I was like, "Fuck that! I got no money."
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
I don't even remember that. But yeah, so definitely have had a long history of gaming, but
okay, cool.
I'm a very mediocre gamer.
No, that's cool. I mean, like Call of Duty is really fun too. Last guy, oh shit, sorry guys, we had loud noises outside. Yeah,
Bless you.
Last person we had on loved Call of Duty too.
Nice.
Talk about zombies and stuff, so it's cool. Like I think we all have played COD at some point. You know,
it's probably the most popular game, right?
It's
I'd say so.
Definitely up there. I don't know.
I guess there's probably
like Mario,
League of Legends, also.
Mario probably. If you look at franchise, probably Mario.
Yeah,
like you can't
in history.
Yeah, but in terms of like, I think modern day, just like gaming in general, I feel like the most hours spent, maybe COD.
Also, I played Halo a lot.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Halo, yeah.
I dabbled on the new one, but I haven't. Like,
you've been on your Halo grind too recently.
Yeah, I have. It's really fun. I play with my girlfriend, and we just like, she's better than me, so she like flames me all the time for sucking. But
that's awesome.
Love that relationship, you know.
My girlfriend's not a fan of video games, unfortunately. Danny.
She's watching this.
Okay, cool. So you already brought up anime before, so I guess in
How
terms of
about
like
movie?
superhero, it could be Marvel, DC, preferably. But if you more go down the route of other types of movies, like feel free to shout one out. But like, what's your like favorite Marvel, DC movie, or just like regular movie that you just like love, like you've seen a million times, or you just love to watch? Or
Honestly, Thor. Is it Thor of Ragnarok?
Oh, that one's
That's
so
probably
good.
Ragnarok
my
is really
favorite.
good.
That's so good.
That one is. I got like super into Marvel. Like I don't remember a few months ago, like maybe a year ago or something. Within the last bit, where I went through and tried to kind of watch them chronologically. And I think Thor of Ragnarok's my favorite. And then Loki.
Loki,
like the series.
The series?
Loki series
Oh,
is
sweet.
fire.
Nice.
Which he's also Thor's brother, right?
Yeah, he's Thor's
kind of
brother.
that same lane. But I think those are my favorite ones.
Yeah, those. Oh, like I feel like Chris Hemsworth like
Just
really
a legend.
killed it on the back end on that. That's
I
so
agree.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, how about just like normal movie, TV series? Just like not necessarily superhero, maybe something just like something you're attached to as a kid, watched, loved it, stuff like that.
South Park.
South Park,
Oh, nice.
dude, that's sick.
I think South Park, first of all, like the South Park movie. Have you guys seen the South Park movie, like the original movie?
I have not.
I have not.
Go, you gotta watch it. It's so fucking funny. And then I really like shaped my sense of humor as a kid, which is horrible because it's so inappropriate. But I was just this little like fucking psychopath because I watched the South Park movie and loved South Park.
Carl.
And idolized Cartman. Yeah.
Cartman, yeah.
So that, for better or for worse, probably South Park.
That reminds me. I don't know why. Like, so I wasn't allowed to watch Family Guy or South Park as a kid, probably for the best. But my mom would like be okay with. I'm not sure why, but she was like okay with The Simpsons.
Well, they're a lot more G.
They're a lot more G, but at the same time, one of my favorite movies still to this day is the Simpsons movie, the original Simpsons movie.
Oh, I love that. Actually, that movie's funny.
So fucking good.
Yeah, Simpsons is great.
Yeah, like it's just
Family Guy's great too.
Family Guy's great.
That's
I actually I have a weird thing where I'm too lazy to actually just watch like these comedy shows. So I just sometimes like while I'm scrolling on YouTube, I'll just watch like the clips of like
Nice.
of like Family Guy or South Park and something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those are always fun.
Yeah.
You know that part in the Simpsons movie where the creature comes out and he has like a million eyeballs and she goes stabby stabby.
Oh yeah.
And she like stabs him in the eyes. Fucking love that part. Sorry, every time someone talks about the Simpsons movie, I always think of that scene. That shit's funny as fuck.
No, my favorite, and my favorite scene is like the more I think about it, the more I think it's such a smart joke. It's literally Homer Simpson gets like hit by a wrecking ball. And he's stuck in between this thing. It's literally a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
He's stuck between a rock and a hard
Shit's
place.
funny.
I was like, damn, that's such a great joke.
Yeah.
And I never noticed it as a kid. I was just laughing at like him being hit because I'm a great kid.
Right.
But then I rewatched it like not recently, but like years later, and I was like, oh my god, that's
A
Jesus.
lot of like Pixar and different movies like that have like adult humor built in where the kid will never understand it, but the adult can be like, I
see what you're doing. That's
funny.
good.
I love that shit.
I feel like to a certain extent, SpongeBob kind of does that sometimes.
100%.
Oh my god.
That's the best example, I think.
I kind of want to rewatch the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah,
like just like
SpongeBob's great.
it's a weird, really fun game. If you ever get a chance to like play on an old PS2 or something like that, or like if they ever release it on like Steam on is to play the original SpongeBob movie, the game. Like it's weird, but it's actually really good. It's really good, and I promise you'd be surprised how good it is.
I played the Simpsons game.
Oh yeah,
The taxi driving one, or like is it a different one?
I think I remember skateboarding as Bart. I don't remember what else I did, but
Okay.
Oh, is that the arcade one?
maybe no, not arcade one. It was more 3D. It was
Okay,
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up here. I wanted to give you the opportunity to like throw any tags or any shout outs you want. I know you got a new song out right now, so if you want to shout that out or we'll probably drop this in like a week or two, so you're dropping every week, so maybe shout out like the next song.
Yeah.
That way it like kind of
Just tell them where you can find where they can find.
Yeah,
you.
whatever you want to do.
If you're interested in checking out Decent at Best, go to our not SoundCloud. Go to our Spotify.
Nice. Yeah, don't go to SoundCloud.
Save it.
Actually, go to both.
If you go to SoundCloud, there's going to be like a bunch of old stuff and like covers and stuff that you can't find on Spotify, so
That'd
go
be
to
sick.
both. But yeah, Decent at Best on Spotify. We're putting out a bunch of music. And if you're in Tacoma, Friday, November 4th, 2022, go to our show at Jazz Bones.
Nice.
That'd be sick.
Gonna be epic.
All right, shout out that new song that we're gonna be playing off at the end of this podcast. Well, after we do our ending, we're gonna be playing some of his music. It's gonna be sick.
Cool. Yeah. Met her on the road. I think I'll send you. And
Definitely.
Met her on the road.
Met her on the road.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, and as per usual, my
So,
co-host here.
My tags are Doggo EXP, Riley Hertz. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. I actually uploaded my first YouTube video as well, so you can take a look at that. But more importantly, check out Decent at Best.
Thank you.
And then on Twitch too. And then go for it, Jordy.
Yeah. For me personally, JorJor _EXP for my Instagram, TikTok for all the food stuff. I'm working on a Twitch right now, wanting to stream a little bit on the cooking side of stuff. And then obviously follow at GainEXP Fitness for everything. This podcast, at the time of recording this, we're all so excited. This is going to be our, this week is going to be our debut podcast. So we'll look out for that. This is going to be coming out the week after, around there. So anyways, like I said, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me, guys. Andy. It's been very fun.
And play us off. Cheers.
I met you on the road, but we should take it slow, 'cause I don't really know, but feelings start to show up when I think of you. Trying to keep it cool. I met you on the road, but we should take it slow, 'cause I don't really know, but feelings start to show up when I think of you. Trying to keep it cool. I wanna you.